Good morning, everyone. Kate Bora and Fiona Pearman joining you for this week's Facebook Live, where we're continuing to talk about confidence myths. And today we want to talk about the myth that confidence is about knowing all the answers. It's having all the answers, it's being right, it's delivering something successfully. And I think a lot of this comes back to how we frame success as we grow up through the years, particularly if we think back to our schooling, where success and ultimately the feeling of confidence comes because I've got high marks in an exam, or I've won the debating competition, or I've won that sports match. And I think, this is why it makes it really hard for us when we're not doing so well to feel that level of confidence. And I think an important thing is that is not sustainable in today's modern world.
Yes, our attachment, our identity often rests on our need to be right, to have the answers, to know how to respond, to be able to appear as though we've got it all together. And that idea, it's very often grounded in a sense, I have to do it all myself. I have to have everything within me. I have to be this independent person who's got it all. And that's really hard because there's so much information, there's so much change in our world that we're going to come up against things that are difficult and hard. And so this focus on acquiring more knowledge, if I just prepare some more, if I just learn some more, if I just work a bit harder, if I just deliver what's being asked, but maybe a bit more, that's what's going to fuel my confidence. That's what's going to give me the confidence in every situation. And what we know is that's just not going to happen. And we're setting ourselves up for failure when we do.
Yeah, I think the problem with this is that the cost of being able to know it all, to do it all, to win every time is unsustainable. And it's coming at the cost of other things that are important in life, often well-being. Burnout is on the biggest rise we've ever seen. And equally, it means that when we think about asking for help, when we think about leveraging the support of others, that often is something that weakens our confidence. It's something that many of us don't like to do. And in fact, we have a whole act of confidence. Number 4 is about asking for help, because redefining our relationship with help is really critical to being able to ask for help from a place of confidence. And so what we know through our work is that it's not about having all the answers. It's not about winning every single time. Quite frankly, that's really going to be impossible, particularly as the rate of change and information flow gets even quicker. It's about being able to figure something out, to being able to know that you can figure out the answer if and when you come up against a roadblock, when you come up against a challenge, which you inevitably will do in this new way of working, this new world that we operate in. And so knowing that you are resourced to solve a problem or figure it out, as opposed to have the answers immediately, that's what confidence is about.
I think this is, for many of us, a really big reframe, and will likely feel uncomfortable at first, because when we've been relying on that preparation, doing the right thing, getting everything right, being able to answer every question, getting the knowledge, we're now saying, well, actually, you just simply can't. You simply can't be across every detail. You can't know all the answers. And so we've got to feel capable, despite the fact that that's not going to be the reality. And I think this orientation around I can within me find ways to solve problems, to figure something out, to work through the challenges as they come up, that's a very different piece. But when we have that kind of confidence, that level of certainty that, this might be weird, or this might be tricky, or this stakeholder might feel very difficult to work with, but I can figure this out. I've actually got agency here. I can work out how to engage, and I can try various things, not having to get everything perfect the first time. So I think this is a new frame, and it's a different expectation of yourself. It's a knowledge that I'm resourced internally, that I can do things from a place of inner personal power, what we call core confidence. And that's a strength. And when I engage in that way with others, they feel that confidence, not this unsustainable need to know everything and have every answer.
Yeah, and I think the important thing is they feel certainty. But equally, when we do come up against challenges, when we do come up against questions that we can't answer, we know that for many people, one of the biggest fears in context of presenting or leading is being asked a question I can't answer. When you do come up against that, um, we don't spiral into a, self-doubt, fear, shame spiral. We're able just to hold ourselves and go, you know what, I don't know, and I can figure it out. And I think the other thing that allows us to do is it allows us to lean into asking for help. It allows us to collaborate. And in doing so, we know the benefits of that, relate to more higher productivity, more innovation, and better working relationships across organizations. So this piece about being able to really reframe what confidence looks like, sounds like, feels like, what our sources of confidence are, that it's not about knowing everything, it's not about doing everything, it's actually about being resourced to be able to meet the challenges that come our way when they inevitably do. Team, we're going to wrap it there. If you've enjoyed today's confidence conversation or know someone who could benefit, please, we'd love for you to share that with them. And of course, any comments you might have in the chat feed. If and when you're ready to go deeper with your relationship with core confidence, visit our website. If you'd like to kick off and join us in the next Acts of Confidence program, that's starting actually next week. So get in touch if you want to jump on board. And of course, head over to our YouTube channel where we have tons and tons and tons of Facebook Lives, client stories, sharing the impact that the Acts of Confidence program has had on them personally and professionally.